I want to live. I want to fight. Nah. Hey, don't be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at.
Azealia Banks just scored her revenge shot at Lil Nas X, and she did it loud, messy, and without mercy. The whole thing kicked off after he was spotted stumbling through the streets, completely bare and looking high as the clouds. Cameras caught every second, and Azealia wasted no time pouncing on the opportunity to humiliate him publicly. My name's Angela, thank you for watching, and don't forget to support your sister by subscribing to this channel below. Now, Azealia has never played nice when it comes to Lil Nas. Her hate for him has been bubbling for years, and if anyone doubted how deep it ran, this moment was the nail in the coffin. She went straight for his character, dragging him as a substance addict, and even going as far as saying he comes from a broken home. And she didn't just stop there, she kept twisting the knife, making it sound like his whole career is hanging by a thread. Word spreading through the industry is that his label is fed up and close to washing their hands clean of him. Think about it. They poured millions into making Lil Nas X one of the biggest names in the game, a chart-topping machine, a pop culture icon. But now insiders whisper that the money ain't flowing back the same way. His music isn't selling like it used to, and that superstar shine is looking more like a fading spotlight. Instead of working on hits, rumors claim he's spending most of his nights locked into substances and wild freak-off parties. That's the word people been passing around, the kind of nights that get whispered about but never written down. And he ain't exactly denying it either. Just recently, he posted a picture of himself heading to some party dressed like something straight out of a Tyler Perry movie, except with a gay escort twist that had social media in flames. The comments weren't kind, and it only fueled more speculation about where his head is at these days. So if you're sitting there wondering why Azealia Banks is stomping on Lil Nas while he's already sliding down, well, this is exactly her moment to do it. And judging by how savage her words were, she's enjoying every second of his downfall. See, the real reason Azealia Banks is putting Lil Nas X on blast right now is because their beef didn't just come out of nowhere. These two have already gone head-to-head before. In Trust, Lil Nas wasn't exactly playing the nice guy either. Their back and forth got so heated that she straight up dropped tea about his substance use during their spat. At the time, most people brushed it off, thinking she was just being messy, tossing out low blows as a clapback. But looking at things now, it seems like she wasn't lying. You can imagine his stomach dropping when she called him out on his addiction right in front of the internet. So here's how it all went down. Azealia woke up one day and, true to her style, decided to come swinging for no reason. She hit Twitter and came for him unprovoked, calling him a flop in front of everybody. Her exact words? Lil Nas X really fell off so hard. She doubled down too, throwing shade at his rap game, saying Elman fouled that Littles. C-Rag swore she was the T, but has no bars. It was pure disrespect, and she made sure everybody saw it. Lil Nas wasn't about to just sit quiet and eat that up. No way. He came back swinging, and his clapback was nasty. One of those tweets that leave scars. He fired at her with, "Azealia, I could never make a hit song again, and you would still never in your bussy soap selling chicken sacrificing botched body-hating tale. Miserable life reaches 10th of my success. Love your music, by the way." Whew! That tweet lit the internet on fire, with folks reposting it nonstop. He wasn't pulling punches. He dragged her whole hustle, her body, her music, and even her businesses all in one strike. But after the dust settled, Lil Nas tried to soften things. He sent out another tweet, backtracking a little, sending Azealia love and acting like he didn't mean to take it that far. But baby, Azealia wasn't hearing none of that. She was on demon time, and instead of easing up, she kept dragging him through the filth. Every tweet was sharper than the last, and she made sure the whole timeline knew she wasn't about to forgive or forget. After firing off that brutal clapback, Lil Nas X tried to flip the script and play peacemaker. Out of nowhere, he dropped a tweet dripping with positivity, almost like he wanted to erase all the mess he'd stirred. He wrote, "Sending you love, Azealia, wishing you nothing but guidance and clarity. I want you to chase your dreams, get on your ish. It's the best time period in music for your art to thrive. I don't care what you say about me. I want to see you win and shine your light. You can drop this internet bully act at any time. Your fans love you. We love you." It was almost like he was begging for a truce, painting himself as the bigger person, while the internet watched in disbelief. But Azealia, oh, she wasn't having it. She didn't care about his attempt at playing saint, and she made that crystal clear when she fired right back. Instead of taking his love, she doubled down and dragged him even harder. She clapped back with, "Where are your bars?" And we are not going to use patronization to circumvent the topic here. The topic is that you cannot rap, son. Lil Nas X, you're a terrible lyricist with pedestrian musical sensibilities. Whew! She wasn't sugarcoating a thing. She cut deep, attacking his artistry at the core. And Azealia didn't stop there. She kept pressing the issue like a prosecutor in court. She pushed the conversation into brutal territory, saying the industry needed to face the truth about him. In her own words, "We need to come to a consensus on where your talent is. Fine. We can agree that you are a little piece of eye candy for these desperate old white homos in fashion. But where is your music?" That statement had people gasping. Messy, raw, and reckless, but straight from Azealia's playbook of no-filter shade. And just when it seemed like the dust might settle, she popped back up months later to add insult to injury. This time, she didn't just call him talentless. She accused him of being a full-blown addict, throwing out allegations that painted him as completely spiraling behind the scenes. Azealia's words weren't just shade anymore. They were attacks aimed to bury him for good, and she made sure her followers knew she wasn't letting Lil Nas slide away clean. Things got even wilder when Lil Nas X himself posted a shocking video from the hospital. His face looked half paralyzed and fans were left stunned. Instead of sympathy, Azealia Banks swooped in like a hawk and threw shade straight at him. She replied to the clip with a cutting tweet that read, "Y'all better stop sniffing them." At first, most people rolled their eyes, thinking she was just being messy again and using his pain as another opportunity to clown him. But now, with everything that's come out, it's looking like she might have been dead serious all along. The truth is starting to line up with her claims. That hospital scare wasn't some random fluke. It could very well have been triggered by his heavy substance use mixed with underlying health issues. And that same addiction problem, it's the exact reason he's making headlines right now. Someone close to his own team reportedly sent a video to TMZ, and what it showed had people's jaws on the floor. The clip caught Lil Nas X wandering the streets in nothing but underwear, clearly gone off something, stumbling around and acting like he'd completely lost control. According to TMZ, bystanders were so alarmed they called the police, and within minutes, LAPD officers rolled up to the scene. But instead of calming down, Lil Nas made things worse. When the officers tried to subdue him, he charged at them like he was ready to fight. Imagine that, already half naked, clearly high, and now squaring up against cops in the middle of the street. Witnesses said the whole thing looked like chaos, and it only got uglier from there. He ended up being taken to the hospital where doctors confirmed it was an overdose situation. Once he was stabilized, he didn't get to just walk away quietly. Nope, they threw him straight into jail after treatment. Fans were left in shock, asking themselves how someone who was once the face of pop culture ended up spiraling into this type of mess. And as if this entire meltdown wasn't already bad enough, the fallout from this incident is still shaking the industry and giving Azealia more ammo than ever to drag him even deeper. Now the whispers behind the scenes are even nastier. Word on the street is that Azealia has been moving around telling industry folks that Lil Nas X is not just struggling, he's flat out broke and basically homeless. According to her, all those glamorous pictures he posts in luxury homes aren't even real. She claims most of them are just apartments paid for by his label, or worse, rented Airbnbs set up to keep the illusion alive. And if that's true, it paints a completely different picture of the superstar lifestyle he's been selling. But Azealia isn't the only one pushing that story. YouTuber Storm Monroe decided to jump into the mess and back her up, and the way he did it left no room for doubt. Storm claimed Lil Nas has been broke and homeless ever since he dropped his first major project. According to him, the label already cut ties financially, refusing to cover his expenses anymore because they weren't seeing any profit. He said they got tired of wasting money on him when there was nothing coming back, and now he's out here scrambling. Storm didn't just say Nas was broke, he added spice to it. He explained that this isn't the kind of celebrity broke where someone still has a mansion but no liquid cash. No, he said Nas is regular folks broke, meaning maxed out credit cards, juggling overdue bills, and hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb just to have somewhere to stay. He even alleged that sometimes Nas gets kicked out when payments bounce, which, if true, is beyond embarrassing for someone who was once at the top of the game. And as if that bombshell wasn't enough, Storm went deeper into the industry side of things. He confirmed the rumors that Lil Nas was forced to play into an image that wasn't entirely his own just to climb the ladder. According to Storm, the industry made him lean hard into extravagant, over-the-top gay performances because it was the price of fame. In his words, they dangled everything in front of him. The fame, the money, the success, but only if he agreed to sell out completely and play the role. Storm even went so far as to say it looked like Lil Nas had sold his soul to stay in the spotlight. Now, with both Azealia and Storm pushing the same story, people are starting to believe there might be more truth here than anyone wanted to admit. The internet didn't hold back either, but once the rumors started flying, the comment section turned into a full-blown sermon. One person flat out declared he sold his soul to the entertainment industry and alcohol will not save him. He allowed himself to be exploited, and in the end, you can't do everything for money and fame. He's finding out the hard way. The words cut deep, framing Lil Nas as someone who gambled everything for the spotlight only to end up paying the ultimate price. Another commenter chimed in with an even harsher take, bringing religion into the mix. They said, well, this checks out because the way he was worshiping the devil, the real God, had to humble him in every way. Jesus is king. Don't ever play with God. That type of talk had social media split. Some agreed and called it karma, while others accused people of being too harsh and judgmental. But either way, the conversations were getting louder and nastier, and all eyes stayed locked on Lil Nas. Meanwhile, Azealia Banks seemed to be feeding off the chaos, using every new headline and viral clip as fresh ammo to clown him. She didn't just drag him once and leave it alone. She kept circling back, clowning him every chance she got, almost like she was on a mission to bury his reputation for good. Whether folks believed her or not, she had the timeline buzzing, and her words were hitting harder because of how messy his situation already looked. So now the question really is, what do you think? Do you buy into Azealia's claims that Lil Nas is actually broke and maybe even homeless behind the scenes? Or do you think this is just her twisting the knife while he's down? Either way, this drama has blown up so big it feels less like a feud and more like a full-on takedown attempt.